What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And we have something that we need to discuss here as it relates to Strategy 2.0. We're going to jump into the market and look at a particular group that grabs my attention and got me started to thinking. And this group just happens to be the Cartoon Network. As you know, I have been piling up items since late February of 2021. And I am starting to take note of price movements that are happening within this group. But at the same time, I've been comparing the values and the item counts on some of these things to other items that are exploding in price. And I have a bold prediction that I want to make right here and right now.
Woo!
So let's talk about this. First of all, for the values, Blossom, the common, 103 on the market, current price at 199 gems on the floor. Moving into the 200 range very quickly. Next, we have BMO at $78.77. Amazing. Moving right on up. We also have Buttercup sitting at 225 gems. How about that? This is monumental. The prices are moving on, the values are coming up, and scarcity is growing. Now, what I would like to draw your attention to is this. Let's look at these item counts. First of all, how many of the common Blossom do we have? We only have 5,000. How many of the BMO do we have? We currently have 7,500. And that kind of makes sense as far as the value. And then we look at the uncommon, which is coming in at 4,000 additions. Now, keep in mind the prices of these things. As we scroll through, we also see Finn Mertens that is coming up the ranks with a base price of 80 gems. How many of these are in the count? 7,500, very similar to BMO. Jumping down to Ice King, the rare, at 180 gems. We have not seen this price level since the frenzy of the spring. Wow. How many of these do we have? There is only 3,250. When you think about this, there are ultra rares on the market that have twice the count of Ice King. And that makes me think. Look at something like Lumpy Space, the rare, at a floor price of $129.99 and an item count of, drumroll, only 3,250. That grabs my attention. Jake the dog moving up nicely at 157 gems. How many items do we have of Jake the dog? Well, there are only 5,500. Now, when you think about some of the items that are surging, let's say in the Disney collection, that are going absolutely bananas. And you compare these item counts of things that we are seeing that are going above 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. And you think, well, it's because they're Disney. As a matter of fact, let's just jump down to Disney and look at a couple of the counts as we're comparing. And then we're going to come back to the Cartoon Network. Let's just look at one of my favorites here, the Mickey Sorcerer's hat, rather. Sitting at a floor price right now of 3,100. And we have a total of, 6,333 editions. If my math is correct, that's double of the ones that we were just looking at within the Cartoon Network. Let's go back to Cartoon Network and talk about this, and then I'll make my bold prediction. When you look at an item like Lumpy Space that right now is not getting a lot of attention, but you realize that there are only 78 left. And when you look at the count and you see 3,250, which is half of something that is selling for 3,100 gems at the current moment, it makes you pause and ponder what happens when this 78 drops down to 0. I think that we will come upon a day when people will discover these items back from season 1. This was a China exclusive that I have a pile of. Let's just look and see how many that I have here. I piled up a lot of these, 16 editions. And some people ask me, well, Carlton, how did you get these things? Because it was China exclusive. I had to do what I had to do. I made deals and I paid a price for it. We were swapping and trading like crazy. I had a few people that I met that were in the China market, and we made deals. I was buying some of these at triple the retail price, and it was well worth it. When the retail price was $15.99, and I was willing to pay upwards of 48 gems for these, when you look at the price right now, that was very well worth it. But as time went on and many other people started to pile on to the app from the Chinese market, we were able to negotiate lower prices, lower deals, where instead of paying a triple, we started paying a double. Instead of a double, it was 1.5x of the price. And I continued to pile these items up. Now, I have sold a lot of my Ice King collection. I think at one point I had about 18 of these, and I sold half of them last spring when the retail price was at $175 as I flipped a lot of these on eBay. Now, back to the point and the bold prediction. 67 Ice Kings left. 78 Lumpy Space Princess left. 115 Finn Mertens left. 85 Buttercup left. 103 Blossom and 141 BMO. When these are gone, what will happen? As the whales come in, and we have seen some whale activity take place in the last couple of weeks, but when the whales come in late to the game, and they look back and see these season 1 items sitting here, with item counts of 3,250, 5,000, 4,400. What do you think they're going to do? When they sweep the floor of these items, what is going to happen to the price of these things? Well, if you guessed explosion, you guessed right. There could come a time when Finn Mertens, when Ice King, when Lumpy Space, certainly Lady Rainicorn, as you see 28 left, there could come a day where these items are fetching prices of $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's going to happen because people are going to wake up and say, get those season 1 items at any cost. And when they do, I'm going to go straight to the bank. That is why I'm sitting on these and am no longer selling season 1 items. The only way I'll sell one is if I'm flipping a few to grab another season 1 item that I don't have. But for now, my 10 blossoms will sit. The 10 buttercups will go nowhere. How many of these BMO do I have? I can't remember. There's 12. I've got a nice dozen of those. The Finn Mertens, it's going to sit. I only have 4 of those. The 9 Ice King, the 16 Lumpy Space, the 14 Jake the Dogs, or something like Mojo with only 60 left, sitting at a floor price of 343 gems. Oh my goodness. What's going to happen on this when people discover this wonderful piece of art that is rare already when the floor gets swept? I've got 3 of these. Let's look at the item numbers. And what do you think I'm going to do with these things? 567, 566, and 565. Do you think I would let one of these go at the current price of 343 gems? Heck no. This is one that I'm thinking will break the bank, knowing that there is a very limited amount, only 3,000 that were in this run. Now, compare that to the current drops. and the numbers that we see, the only difference between this and the Disney run is that people aren't thinking about it. They're currently overlooked. But the day is going to come, like I said, when people say, get these season one items at all cost. And when the whales come piling in, when they come swimming into the lagoon from out in the deep sea, they're going to have the deep pockets to sweep the floor on these things. And I'll be sitting pretty and waiting for them when that happens. What are your thoughts? Do you think we're going to see a price explosion on the season one items in the Cartoon Network? Do you think these items will fetch Disney prices in the future? Let me know. I want to hear your opinion. And are you holding some of these valuable season one China market only items? I'd like to hear about it. This is Carlton Flowers, and I'm done.